Hello. Tap on the screen. Tap, 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 tap.
You look familiar.
Bear with me, people who are watching the replay on YouTube. So TikTok Live, you know how it is on TikTok. Why don't you get carpal tunnel or some shit with all these tabs? That feels nice. You guys feel that? Everybody needs this on TikTok. So we'll take a moment to relax our hands and wrists. You gotta know your limits with certain things.
Trees.
I bought a tapper. All right, tonight we are getting out the Bible. Oh. Typically, I do tarot readings, right? And we talk to the spirits. Well, tonight, I feel as though we should get the Bible out because we're dealing with some self-righteous religious people who fall short because of their beliefs. Even though they're hitting the contradictions to where they need to let go of certain beliefs and, you know, like tweak some things about their beliefs, they don't want to do that. Some people are just set in their ways. So, let's just see what we open up to. And then, if we get to a good quote or something, I have these cards, a fresh pack of cards.
Analyze.
And I got these stickers. And we can make a card from phrases we come across. So I can add it to the clarity card collection. What do you guys think of that? All right, let's see what we open up to. First, I opened up to a page in the index. It's a pretty big book. The alphabetical and chlorpedic index of the Bible. Ah, and the first word I see is high
Yes,
priestess.
that's right.
First word I see is high priestess. Right here. Yeah, that's what I am. Okay.
Manifest.
All right, this page. Deuteronomy? This is an old Bible. This belonged to one of my family members. of OG King of Bashan. That's what it says up here. On their way to Canaan. It says right there. Hold on, let me flip this camera around so you guys can actually see what I'm looking at here. Cleared the way. It's a big ass Bible.
Hi everyone. Hi everyone.
Okay, there we go. So this is what we opened up to. Let's see, what's... My hand just happened to fall here, just comfortably. So let's see what that says. For only OG King of Bashan remained of the remnant of giants. Behold, his bedstead was a bedstead of iron. Is it not in Rabbith of the children? Sorry now, it's all shaky.
Murder.
Of Ammon, 9 cubits was the length of thereof, and 4 cubits the breadth of it, after the cubit of a man. In this land which we possessed at the time from Error, which is by the river. Like all that stuff, when it says stuff like that, which was by the river, it's of importance, or they wouldn't describe that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta pay attention to stuff like that. And why do they use the description, the cubit? I'm gonna have to look up that word. Let's look up that word. Hold on, spirits. We're gonna turn you off for a minute because we gotta Google search. A cubit is an ancient unit of length based on the distance from the elbow to the tip of the middle of the finger. Oh my god! That's interesting and a little bit strange, because when I started off the live, I was doing healing for your wrists and your arms because of all the tapping on TikTok. Isn't that crazy? That was like a sign before this happened. It's spiritual sequence. And that's what makes me believe so much. That's how I got more into spirituality and paying attention to the sequences and paying attention to the ancestors and the consistency of their duties. At first, when I got the Spirit Talker, let's turn that back on. When I first got this, I was like, dang, I have no idea what spirits I'm talking to. But over time, I got to be familiar with their energy. And they will say the same things until I figure it out. And then they start saying other things. And I noticed that because of the spiritual sequences. All right, moving on in this story here. So the measurement up of a man is basically what that means. Like, those words are some big words. And that describes a lot just by using that word, cubit of a man. So
The wall.
I think this is where we left off right here. And the rest of Gilead and all Bashan.
She took my life.
Manasseh, all the region of Argob, with all Bashan, which was called the land of giants. So these were some, like, big men. Like, when you measure up their potential and stuff, they some big, strong souls, is what that's saying. And that's why it's got this whole description up here, like, and the length therefore of, and like describing like how this is going to be at the beginning of this, like, this is the beginning of this challenge, and this is the set of rules to go along with this challenge, and this is what it's going to be, and we're going to measure these motherfuckers up. We're going to see how big they really are. And then what's going to happen? Like, where are we going with this? That's the feeling at this part of the story. Jair, the son of Manasseh, took all the country Argob onto the coast of Geshuri and Machahov. What's this, Jair?
Hard.
On to this day. And I gave Gilead onto Machir, and onto the Reubenites, and onto
I've been here
the
150
Gadites.
years.
I gave from Gilead even onto the river, Aaron, half the valley, and the border, even onto the river Jerbach. What's that say? Welch? Welch is the border of the children of Ammon. So so after the measurement up of these men, then they decide like which sectors of the land that they can like handle. So It's like different communities of these lands. And they're like deciding who belongs where. Just like when you're looking for a job,
He's watching
you want to get a job that has other people working there that match your character. It needs to be water and water and water in a workplace. And then somebody may be the oil to everybody else's water, and then things just aren't as smooth as they could be. You know what I'm saying? The plain also in Jordan and the coast thereof, the Shinnereth, on even onto the seas of the plain, even the sea salts, under Ashdoth, Pishgah, eastward. And I command you at this time, saying, the Lord your good hath given you this land to possess it. Ye shall pass over, armed before your brethren, the children of Israel, and that are met for the war. All God's
Forward.
children, doesn't matter what lands you're from. People need to respect each other. But your wives and your little ones and your cattle, for I know that ye have much cattle, shall abide in your city which I have given you. So God be knowing there's people over here in this country who have their shit together. They got all this cattle, and they got all this shit over here, and they got brains and stuff, and these people measure up, and they could be good allies. That's what God sees. So how's God going to get them to see what he sees in them as a whole? That's what this is getting to me. As a high priestess, I can feel that coming. And that's what keeps me paying attention. When I see stories like this unfolding before me, because I pay attention to all the sequences and I talk to the spirits and stuff. I'm aware. And that's how, like, I brought my spiritual knowledge that I have gained by taking myself to school and doing research. I brought that back to what I was familiar with, which was religion. I went to church and stuff when I was in school, and I learned about God growing up. So I believed in God. And then I learned that you could buy angel tarot decks and you could talk to God on a spirit talker. And I was like, what? Yeah, I never thought of that. You know what? That's really cool. Why don't more people do that? And then I learned that that's shunned upon by certain people of religion.
No, go away.
Yes, see? It's not bad for me to be curious and ask for answers to questions that I have. I'm bringing the spirit to my religion, to my religious experience. I am a soul, and this is a tool. You gotta be a smart motherfucker to read this shit. You gotta have intuition. Some people do not understand that. After the way I just described all that,
My name is Ronald.
you probably never felt like you understood the Bible more. Because I broke it down for you like that. There's so much being said in those big ass words that we, like qubit, that we went and Googled. You get a way bigger understanding when you actually understand these words. It's like a kapow, kapow, kapow of the whole experience in just a couple of sentences. And that's the perspective I would like to have priests having. And I know it's extra. But sometimes you gotta be extra when it comes to this kind of stuff. Especially when it's the age of Aquarius and we're all trying to elevate.
It happened
together
here.
As one. I know this is where it goes down when it comes to the spiritual war. Right, spirits? All the contradictions, the frustration. I get it. When you believe a certain thing for years and then you're proven wrong, it's like, if I wouldn't, excuse me, compliments to the spiritual chef, if I wouldn't have believed that and I would have known these facts a long time ago, I would have made decisions differently. And I can't believe what I was blocking myself from or who I was hurting because I had these beliefs and I just wouldn't let it go. Because certain people, they just stand firmly on their beliefs, which God knows that. God sees that. Take that potential you have and steer it somewhere else. Take control of the wheel. I'm going to make a card right now that says the cubit of a man.
Hopeless.
I'm going to open this somehow. I need something. There we go. Let me move this.
Nelly.
That's what my car's named. My mom named the car that. There's like a spirit attached to the car.
Your face.
Wait. Holy Webster.
Hear my voice.
I need a harder surface.
Where are my children?
Measure up cups. See if we got any stickers that'll look good with this. Put some stars on it, put a sheep on it. Let's see. We'll do this bag right here.
Fearful.
That's perfect. And this telescope. And then this magnifying glass too. That's perfect.
Please don't stop.
Okay. That's a good one.
Laugh.
Yeah. All right. We'll open up to one more. Samuel. Dude. Let me show you something. This is one of the angel decks I have. And there is a character in here on the devil card. And his name is Samuel.
Demonic.
You see how their names? There's names are on these cards. This guy's interesting. In the way it looks like he's holding this cup up, which is in red, and he's got a floating fuck you. And what he does, this is the judgment card. God hidden in darkness. Atonement of errors. Destroys the power of enemies and humiliates them. That's God being dark. He'll laugh at you.
Christopher.
Some of them are gold and some of their names are in black. I took notice of that. Samael. The devil card. The severity of God. Seduction and downfall. Communicates with the dead and teaches occult and magic. And that's what it is. They're afraid to get closer to the devil because they don't understand his divine duty. Things must be kept in divine balance and flow. He plays a part, or else he wouldn't exist. You know what I'm saying?
Ghost.
Let me just hold this card up and I'm going to drop it, and that's the part we're going to read. Closing my eyes. Here. There you go. Well, I need a drink.
Murder.
We're getting away with murder. And David took the shields of gold that were on the servants of Hadazezer and brought them to Jerusalem. Ooh. He took from the servers. And from Betah and from Berothai, cities of Hadazezer, King David took exceeding much brass. When Toy king of Hamath heard that David had smitten all
I'm
the
already
hosts,
inside your mind.
the hosts of Hadazezer, then Toy sent Jeraham, his son, on to King David to salute him and to bless him because he had fought against Hadazezer and smitten him.
Cyanide.
David sounds like he's greedy and quick to stay on top of anybody trying to stop him. And Jeraham brought him vessels. Brought him vessels of silver and vessels of gold and vessels of brass. He brought him shit. Was he want to fight? He didn't want to pay him for it. Bet. which also King David did dedicate unto the Lord with the silver and gold that he had dedicated all of his nations. Oh, so he dedicated stuff to the nations? But so, I'm confused. Somebody's fighting though. Who was Hadazer? So he was like, well, I did this and I did that and that for all these people around here. And he challenged Hadazer, sounds like. Who's better than who? Cubits of a man. The measure ups. Which also King David did dedicate unto the Lord, which this with the silver and gold that he had dedicated all nations which he subdued, of Syria and of Maob and of the children of Ammon and of the Palestines and of Amalek and of the spoil of Hadazer, son of the Rehob, king of Zabath. So they were both in the measure up of these two kings, these two masculines. One is more, it comes down to who's got more good karma on their side, because they're both strong men. They both have shit. So it comes down to their spiritual power. And David got him a name when he returned from smiting of the Syrians in the Valley of Salt, being 18,000 men. And he put garrisons of Edom throughout of Edom, but put he garrisons, and all they of Edom became David's servants. So he took from them, and then they needed him essentially, like he's a motherfucking narcissist. So now he like owns them because he took over their stuff. Justice. And David reigned over all Israel, and David's executed judgment and justice unto all his people. And Job, the son of Zerai, was over. This story's just hitting home with me. Zadok, the son of Ahitub, and Amahalach, the son of Abiathar, were the priests, and Sarai was the scribe. And Benai, the son of Jehoiada, whatever, was over both the Cherethites and the Pelethites, and David's sons were chief rulers. It's always about the measure ups, putting people in their places. Like, this is where you belong on the chessboard, this is where you belong on the chessboard, and you belong here. And then that starts another chapter. So in order to get this, like, It's like the forming of a power.
Sorry.
Like he's getting a bunch of people together and he's mentally taking them over and he's about to inject some stuff into them, like mentally. Like they was all independent and stuff and they was mining probably all this silver and this gold, and then he comes in like, do you know who I am? I own this stuff and I'm taking control of it because there's nothing you can do about it. And we're going to do with it what I say. And you are now my servants and hosts.
Florence.
Like y'all can't be in control of yourselves. I got to tell you what to do. So if I didn't set up these events and bring these people together, you would be useless. And this is where people start to feel like maybe people should be more independent. Be able to freely speak and think for themselves. This guy's starting to feel like Hitler to me. Olden days Hitler.
You're misinterpreting me.
I had to tell somebody that yesterday. Florence. That was one of the security guards at the hotel I worked at. Yeah, they were trying to stir up the shit pot and get people mad again for no reason, like out of nowhere, being rude and disrespectful, looking for a reaction, and then they misinterpreted the reaction that they actually got and made it sound worse, so that people like this David here, like this King David, people with characteristics like him, so they can take over this and that. They want control. You have too much power independently, and they don't like that. They want to be able to reign over you and play with you as a pawn. Am I on point with that, spirits? Dust off this story. Let's make another card. It's gonna say, give me all your silver, brass, and gold. Also, take notice that this Samael is a golden character.
Equality.
Golden lessons. Golden leadership. Let's see, what sticker can we use for that? Maybe we'll use this one. Where he's sitting on a box. Because that's what it's like after somebody asks you for all your silver, your brass, and your gold.
Listen out for me.
You're like homeless. with a box for a home. We'll put that on there. I also like how it kind of looks like a storybook.
I remember you.
Perfect. There we go. Give me all your gold, your silver, your brass, ... Forcing someone to feel down. Let's write over that one more time. They took my rims. They took my Rolex. I looked at the brother, said, "Gang, what's next?"
More to the stories.
Yeah. Just at the east side of the LBC on a mission trying to find Mr. Warren G. Then King David took all my gold, silver, and brass from me. Alright, we made 2 good cards to add to
Your
the
soul
collection.
is already mine.
Yeah, they said I need to give myself to God like so many times, and that's what God says. That's God. That's what God says to me. Your soul is already mine because I already gave myself to Him. Like I was baptized in everything. Well, anything else you got to say, God? No? We did enough talking? We covered a lot of good points. God is here to see us put these new cards in the collection.
They buried me over there.
What? God was in somebody. He's seen.
I like the forest.
God likes the forest. He watches through the eyes of the birds and other animals and stuff. So God has felt death. God be with you when you die, like seeing through your eyes. He really, really likes the animals. He likes all living things. People get kind of selfish sometimes. All right, going in. Give me all your gold, your silver.
My
your
name is
brass.
Betty.
And Holy Webster, the cubit of a man. Measure up cups. Hold on, let's make that one a little bit more better looking. Right over this one more time. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will be posting the live replay on my YouTube channel called Disco's
Despair.
Trench Team TikTok. Alright, peace out.